Moby-Dick, or the whale. Today we will be talking about chapter 36 all the way to chapter 70. From chapter 36 to all the way to chapter 70. Let's get started. Okay, this is a summary and review here. So we'll be starting with our summary and then we'll be getting into our little review and try to summarize the best ways to do this. To explain all this. Let's get on with it. First up, let's talk about the summary. It starts in a chapter called the Quarterdeck, and this chapter isn't really much other than that it's written in a style that is more like a play in my opinion, because most of it is written in a play until chapter 41, where it's called Moby-Dick. It's just talking about getting Moby-Dick, hunting Moby-Dick, and then boom, killing Moby-Dick. The world is out. The world is freed from an evil, at least a very, very serious evil. Captain Ahab is mad here. And now let's talk about Moby-Dick. Chapter 41 itself is also called Moby-Dick, which is very interesting since the original title was called The Whale. So I guess Moby-Dick was a better idea for title, even though it's also the title for a chapter. And another thing here, that there is a lot of stuff here. Moby-Dick, in that chapter 41, it is where Moby-Dick is first encountered, at least sighted, and an effort to be hunted like this. If I was Quick, I would have been like, whoa! Whoa! Of course, with actual harpoons, not pencils, of course. But I'm not Quick. I'm so glad about that. And for the next chapter, it's just all about the description of Moby-Dick with a very, very long footnote. I'm pretty sure this is illegal here. Footnotes that are this long should be illegal. At least I don't think it's supposed to be illegal. At least it would be said that it's very lengthy and people usually skip the footnotes anyway. I didn't skip the footnotes because I'm a YouTuber here. I cannot skip the footnotes unless I'm an amateur, which I am not. Am I? I'm not sure. And there is just so much more than I could have ever imagined for this to really happen. Other than that, there's one more thing that has been bothering my mind for now. The charts that Captain Ahab have been studying for days, but actually nights now. And then the first lowering, and then a title named the Gam, which means okay, if I Google it up, it says that it means a leg, especially in reference to the shapelessness of a woman's leg. So I'm pretty sure that's not it, but I'm just gonna go with that. And however, it's rarely used it's also used as a school of whales, porpoises, or dolphins, and also a dialect of a social meeting or informal conversation, originally one among whalers at sea. So I guess the second meaning is pretty much it's much better than the first. So if we dumb the title a bit, then it will literally mean the School of Whales, since this book is about Moby-Dick, who is a whale. And that's as much as I could get from now. And the other pictures, well, all the other chapters are all just about how life was on the Pequod, the ship that they were living on, and how they should even live there, and how they were living. And at chapter 70, the interesting chapter 70 called the Sphinx was pretty interesting here because of a lot of reasons. One thing here, it's called the Sphinx. That's one. Another is that it included the Sphinx, and it even compared it to the Egyptian Sphinx, like these beautiful places all here. I'm pretty sure I was talking about that. But that is the whole summary here. We've already wasted 5 minutes. Now let's go back and have a little bit of a quick review. First of all, let's talk about each, like the title and the style. Actually, let's talk about the writing style of each of the style. From chapters 36 all the way to chapter 41 is written in a style that is more likely you'd see in plays. If you remember my Romeo and Juliet videos, then you'll know what I'm talking about. But let me give you a paragraph. Let me give you a little excerpt. My book is the Penguin Classics mini version, and it's on page 192 all the way to page 193. Both those pages. So if you have this version, then just go read along. If not, then just it's probably around there somewhere. Anyways, it's read like this. Dagu, grimly. None. St. Jago sailor. The Spaniard's mad or drunk, but that can't be. Or else in his one case, our own Mogul's fire waters, a somewhat long and walking. Fifth Nantucket sailor. What's that I saw? Lightning? Yes. Spanish sailor. No Dago, showing his teeth. Dago, spring. Swollen sign, money cane, white skin, white liver. Spanish sailor, meeting him. Knife Z hatley, big flame, small spirit. All. A row, a row. Tashtigo with a whiff. A row, a low, a row aloft, gods and men, both brawlers, hunt. Belfast sailor, a row, a row, a row. The Virgin be blessed, a row, plunging with ya. An English sailor, fair play, snatched the Spaniard's knife, a ring, a ring. And the old Mac sailor, ready form, there, the ringed horizon. In that ring, Cain struck a bell. Sweet walk, right walk? No. Why then, God must zoe the ring? Mate's voice from the quarterdeck. Hands by the halliards, then top gallant sails, stand by to reef topsails. Oh, the squall, jump my jollies, and they scatter. That is the complete excerpt, and it's written in the style that you might really see in plays, or at least scripts, in movies or TV shows. I mean, like the script for, I don't know, WandaVision? Nah, I'm pretty sure it's not like that, but other than that, it's pretty much the language is so used much. I mean, this was written basically in the 20th century. I think it was written in it was written in 1851, so it was written in the 19th century. At least according to this site I'm using here. Which is the Wake Forest University website. So I'll just give credit to them. And that's all. Basically, that's how all this is. I mean, the 19th century, there's so much medieval words that I'm not sure that the 19th century counts as medieval times, because I'm pretty sure it's more like the 16th or 15th century. I mean, 2 centuries ago was the Renaissance. Was it 3 or 2 or 1? Yeah, it's definitely 2. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, but other than that, there's more to it. And MOBY-DICK, I think many people recommend MOBY-DICK because of its old style language. And most of the language most of the words in here are very hard because we don't really use that much, either in dialogue or even in writing. Maybe in college you'd have to learn all these, but not when you're like in elementary or, in my case, middle school. But if you really want a brain teaser, then read MOBY-DICK. So that is everything here today. I hope to see you guys in a future episode, and I'll see you guys then. And until then, schnaen out, peace. If you are new to this channel, then how about you consider subscribing? We have currently 125 subscribers when this will be uploaded, and for now, 2.6 thousand videos. See you then, schnaen out, peace, for real.